What are the 8 ways to strengthen our mind? Welcome to my channel. I am Piu Piu, and this channel is dedicated for the mindfulness and well-being of people all around the world based on Buddha's teachings. Today's video will be about 8 ways to strengthen our mind. Our mind in nature is highly dominated by our 6 senses, which are vision, hearing, touch, scent, taste, and the mind itself. From these 6 senses, emotions such as anger, greed, attachment, and delusion are provoked, which makes our mind unstable. So, how do we train our mind to be independent of these emotions and the negative surroundings or the environment? Well, according to Buddha, it is to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. So let's get right into it. What is the first way to strengthen our mind? It all starts with the right understanding. It's very important to have self-contemplation and self-reflection so that we understand about our authentic nature, which will help us realize whether we are walking on the good path of life or whether we have fallen out of track. We will also be aware of the kind of actions that we are doing to realize if they have been hurtful or if they are being helpful to others. What is the second way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right way of thinking. In other words, having an optimistic mind. It's very important to be optimistic, especially while we're facing hardships in life. Why? Well, it is because if we are in a difficult situation and if we are at least optimistic about it, then we will have hope, which will make us focus on solving the problem instead of losing hope and giving up. Another way of the right way of thinking is that if you meet someone you hate, if you can convince yourself to think of it in a way that there is no benefit in hating or fighting with each other, and so if you think of their good actions more than you think of the mistakes they have done, then you'll be able to develop kindness and compassion towards them, which will reduce your hatred on others. What is the third way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right speech. In other words, speaking the truth. It's very important to take care and to be conscious about what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to others as well. It's important to have self-compassion and also be compassionate to others, so try not to be rude or mean to others. One of the 5 precepts that Buddha has taught us also includes to restrain ourselves from lying, so always speak the truth. If you are angry and if you are about to say hurtful words to others, what you can do is to change your attention to focus on your breathing. So when the angry thoughts come, just realize anger as anger from the third person perspective. Accept it and let it go. When the angry thoughts disappear, go back to focusing on your breathing. And if they come again, just recognize them as from the third person perspective and accept it, let it go, and repeat. In this way, you'll be able to calm yourself down, which will help you save unnecessary fights in relationships or preventing from unnecessary breakups. What is the fourth way to strengthen our mind? It is to take the right actions. According to Buddha, taking the right action includes taking care of your parents, looking after your family, and taking responsibility for your family. You must also be kind and compassionate to others, to everyone, regardless of their age, race, or status. You should treat animals the same with kindness and compassion. Taking the right action also includes practicing self-development tools or tips that are necessary in your life, which will help you grow into the greater version of yourself. What is the fifth way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right livelihood. Everyone in this world, in order to survive, we have to make a living. But how we make a living really matters. So, in order to have the right livelihood, one must refrain from the kind of business which involves hurting other living beings or making an unfair profit out of others' loss. Unfortunately, some people do not even recognize that they are doing wrongful things because their conscience is dominated by the greed and their lives do not end well. So it's very important to be conscious about what you are doing, what type of business you are doing, and if it's being helpful or hurtful to customers or to other people. And if you can think of it in a way that your product is actually helping the customers, then the positive energy that you are giving out will reach to the customers, which in turn will strengthen the relationship between your company and the customers. What is the sixth way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right effort. To achieve our goals, it's very important to have the right effort while having consistency and perseverance. It's also very important not to be attached on the goal, but to love the journey itself, because we learn the most from this journey. What is the seventh way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right mindfulness. Mindfulness plays a vital role in everyday life. So how you can practice mindfulness is that you can either practice by doing meditation or checking in your mental state so that you will not be overwhelmed by the peaks in the emotions. So it's very important to always check the status of your mental state. And it's also very important to learn from your past mistakes so that you will be able to grow into the greater version of yourself. You can be mindful while also focusing on the six senses as well. What is the eighth way, the final way to strengthen our mind? It is to have the right concentration. If you have been practicing the 7 facts I have mentioned, which are having the right understanding, having the right speech, taking the right action, and having the optimistic mind, and having the right livelihood, taking the right effort, and having the right mindfulness, since all the 8 ways are correlated to each other, then whenever you think of your actions, your mind will become very satisfied and peaceful because you have been doing good actions, right? And the peaceful mind is very calm and it's very strong enough that you will not be bothered by the environment. Whatever happens around you will not affect your mental state anymore. Yes, it is hard to achieve, but with the right effort, you will achieve this. This is the video for today. Stay mindful, healthy, and wealthy. I'll see you in the next video.